Hello, in this video John's going to show you how to take some semi-ripe cuttings from lavender. He's then going to pop them on and give you some tips for aftercare. The time of year to take your semi-ripe cuttings is July, August. We're late summer here in Somerset, so let's go and find him. Hello, welcome to John Horsey Horticulture. John's been teaching horticulture professionally for over 30 years now, and on this channel we hope we can help you develop your gardening skills by using the plants here in our Somerset garden to show you some propagation techniques, to show you how to grow some vegetables, a little bit of pest control and much more. So if you enjoy learning those things, do please consider following us by pressing the subscribe button. There's no charge, and don't forget to push the all-important notification bell. It just lets you know every time we upload a new video.
So we can take semi-ripe cuttings of lavender, and if you go again on looking at this plant, back down the bottom it's quite hard down there, so we can take it off, and we've got a hardwood cutting of lavender as well. Let's take 3 of those, and we've got enough for a pot right down the bottom where it's hard. We'll take that out in a minute, I'll show you. And there, so that's 3 lavenders as well. What we should also do while we're here with the lavender, of course, is take these dead bits off, the dead heads off. Some have still got flowers on, so we'll leave that, but we'll take the dead bits, the dead heads off, and that will tidy the bush. It'll make it shoot out from lower down and look a lot better. There we are. Oh, there's still some more in there. Take that one, and that one. Right, here we are. We've come around the back into the shade. What I should have said at the beginning is it's quite important that these cuttings don't dry out. We took them fairly early in the morning to make sure that they were still turgid and they were full of water and they weren't too dry. So they will be alright, but I brought them around here. I wouldn't be working in the full sun, I'm working in the shade for the point of view of the plants. So here we are. We've got my compost. I mean, conventionally we had peat and sand as compost. We're not supposed to use peat anymore, so I tend to sieve a good garden compost and mix that with the sand instead, and that seems to work quite well. Got a bit more nutrients than peat as well. The other thing I will say is that I'm still using these pots, these plastic pots. I don't want to buy any more plastic pots, but the ones we've got we might as well use to reduce the use of single-use plastic. So I'll use the ones I've got, and when that time runs out, then we'll see what else is available. Hopefully there'll be something in the lines of cardboard or some sort of decomposable pot that we can use for our plants. So here we are for the moment. We've got the plastic one, and here's the compost. We'll fill up the compost, fill up the pot more than like that. It's fairly full. I'm going to take a little bit off because I want to leave room for watering, but it will settle when I start to compress the plants anyway. So I use the old chopping board to cut the plants. The lavender's got a lot more growth at the bottom. If you look at this plant, it's really quite it's full of shoots. It is ripening up quite nicely from the bottom, but what I'm going to do is actually take the middle, take the flowering shoot out, because that's a bit soft, and there I've got a little cutting which I haven't actually gone below a node, so let's go down below a node. There, you see below the node, and pull all these bits of leaves off, and there we've got a nice little lavender cutting. So that again into the pot. And we'll just put a whole load of those around the side. Actually, we've already got 3, so we won't have a whole load, but we'll have 3, shall we? So we'll take that back down to where it's hard. We'll pull these old leaves off, and we'll make a nice clean cut below the node. So that's for that lavender. This one's called Hid Cut. It's a dwarf dark purple one. It's my favourite one. I like the dark colours, and I like the fact it doesn't get too hot, too tall. This one didn't actually have flowers on it, but it's got new growth, which is a bit soft. So again, we'll cut it down just when the wood seems to be toughening up, and put that one in there, and that's done. That's it. Now we've got to put these somewhere. Fortunately, it's still nice and warm, and Right, so we've got the cuttings put in their pots. They're ready to go. They're often better if they're kept in a close environment. So some people put plastic bags over them. I'm going to actually put a little cover over them, which I've got especially for this. They'll go in a tray, and that'll be covered over. They do need to be kept warm. They'll have a good watering to start with, and then I tend to let them dry out a little bit because that encourages the roots to grow out. You can give them a fairly good drench because it's going to go right the way through. And as I said, I shan't give them much more out of this. I shall let them encourage them to go out seeking water by not watering them too much. Because that was such a well-drained compost, you can see the water's going away very, very quickly. If it wasn't going away quickly, I'd be worried. So we'll keep them warm, but not in the direct sun. They won't be able to deal with the direct sun. So in a sort of a good light, but a shady spot, and they should be rooted within a month or two anyway.
Well, that's all for today, folks. We've loved having you here with us in Somerset today. And if you enjoyed that and would like to learn more, do consider following us by pushing the subscribe button. Don't forget to push the all-important notification bell as well. It just lets you know every time we upload a new video.